Welcome to the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. If you're new to this channel, hit that like, subscribe, share this video out with someone that you feel needs this message, and welcome to the Blah 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 podcast. Welcome to the show, everyone. How are you all doing? Welcome to all of you chat family. Happy new week to everybody. I hope all is well with everyone. I'm going to go to the chat and see who's in. Hi, PNG Media News. Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. I hope you're well. If you guys could please hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. Today I want to talk about something that's very important. You know, when we know people, we know people who are very strong, right? They're very supportive of other people, and they're always doing so much for everyone. And we tend to think that, they're always okay because most people who are very supportive of other people, they never ask for anything. They always seem okay, right? But the ones that support many people, and it could be people who are caregivers, mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, grandparents, brothers, sisters, fathers, that are always doing what they're supposed to do, right? As an adult, the ones that are very strong as adults, handling their business. They do what they need to do, not only for themselves, but they support so many people. And we may forget sometimes to do those check ins, to check in on the people who are taking care of other people, making sure they're okay too. That just because you have a friend or a acquaintance, somebody that you know, that they seem to be doing okay. Looks can be very deceiving. A person can appear, they look good, they dress good, they have things going on. You figure they have a good job, they're in a good romantic relationship, they have their children, and everything on the outside appears to be good, right? Everything looks good with them. But just because somebody looks okay does not mean they are. And I will tell you that I lived that. Um, for many, many years, I put on that persona that everything was okay because that's just the way that I was raised. You don't tell anybody your business, you keep whatever family issues, things that are happening within your house, you keep that house business to yourself. But that's not really and truly a good thing. And I feel led to say that to whoever needs to hear it. If you feel like you're struggling with something, and you need some support, you need to ask for it. The ones that are always strong for everybody, you also need support yourself. And people forget the ones that are good mothers and fathers, aunts, uncles, grandparents, that they need a break, they need rest, or the ones that are very good, you know, employees, whatever job that you do, the ones that are very hard working, they never call into work. They do what they're supposed to do. You don't have to micromanage them, and they tend to overwork and use those to to train, to work all this extra overtime hours. They're very reliable people. But just because these individuals are doing what they need to do for, themselves to hold down their family, it doesn't mean that they don't need support too. We have to do better at working on supporting our strong people in our lives. You know, your mom, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, your friends, your spouse, your significant other. It's very important to give back to people who give to you. And it doesn't have to be any big gesture, but how about saying thank you? Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being such a good mom or a dad or an aunt or uncle or grandparent or friend. Put some support out there. Show some gratitude and appreciation. Um, I can say when I was younger, I didn't understand how selfish I was. Growing up in a big family, you're just used to how things go. And I don't know how my mom did it, being the mother of 10 children, but also my mom also mothered other children in the neighborhood, like my friends, my siblings' friends. She gave back for what she did for work. So my mom was always taking care of someone and mentoring someone, whether it was at work or it was at home. And I always tended to think that my mom was okay because she ran a tight ship and she appeared to be okay all the time. I was never used to my mom not being okay until I saw the times where my mom was human. Like once or twice, I saw my mom cry. And, back in the day, they just never used to show that sort of vulnerability to children. You always thought mom was okay or dad was okay because they didn't share issues. They didn't have conversations with you about certain things. So it's very important that to all you parents too, to make sure you let your children see that you're human, that you get tired, that you can't do everything for them, that you deserve to do some things for yourself. We have to train people how to treat us. So it means changing how they think. You know, we enable people in our life. We do so many things for them, and then we complain about it. Basically turn people into a monster and then complain when they become a monster. So it means that you have to speak up for yourself. You have to let your children, clean their rooms, pick up after themselves, your spouse or significant other. You can't enable people and do everything for them and then complain because you've done everything for them. It really does make no sense. Hey, Bryden, how are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Happy New Week. Bryden says, my kids know me well. Yes, I know, and they do. But the whole thing about it is that, as parents, caregivers, friends, do we let them see that we need our own personal time? And having personal time is for having our own personal time is really something, because I don't know about other parents or siblings or friends, but sometimes I feel guilty to take a break from my household. I feel guilty to spend some time on myself. Bryden, you're more than welcome to drop links to your channel and to anybody who is in the chat if you're in a position to do so. Um, you can, you have to allow people to respect you. Take your break. Go for a walk, go to the gym. Taking care of yourself is not just because you want to be apart from your relative, but every single person needs their own life. Every person needs to have their own life and to do some things for themselves. Every single person deserves to have their own me time, even if it's just to go for a walk, to go and be out in nature, spend time with your friends, whatever it is. everybody deserves to have some me time. But, and getting back to the topic, when we when we see people who are always giving to others, we have to work harder on giving back to them. So your spouse, significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, your friends, you know, your relatives who are always doing and supporting other people, sometimes let them have a seat. Let them relax. Tell them you're going to take them somewhere nice, or you have a gift or surprise for them. It doesn't have to be a big deal, just something, a small token of appreciation to let them know that you care about them. A card, a note, um, giving them a day to relax, take the children and let them have their time to be able to do whatever they want to in the home, just to have some peace and quiet. Take the children away and let them have their own me time, to be able to do whatever it is that they want. That's very important for our mental health. It's important for our mental health to set some boundaries. And I think it's the hardest thing when you have children or when you're a caregiver to, relatives or older aged parents or siblings or somebody in your life that you're a caregiver for them. It's like you could be doing your work, quote unquote, for a job to maintain your household, but then when you come home, you never get a break from being a parent. You never get a break from life. It's like you're expected to work, and then when you get home you're expected to work within your home, but you have to strike a balance with that because it can't be work 24/7. You can't work 24/7. It's impossible. Yes, Bryden. Bryden says that's what I need, a break. I know. I had to take a break for myself this weekend, and it was not something that cost me any money. For me, my break was, just, telling my relatives, go out, go to the park for a few hours, and they went out and they stayed for the entire day. And they did whatever it is that they were going to do so that I can just sit in the house and do what I want to, sleeping in a little bit, you know, being able to sit down, read a book, watch one of my favorite movies, and just enjoy some peace and quiet without yelling or screaming. It's very important to do that for your mental health. And if you don't speak up and advocate for what you actually need, you will have some mental health issues. You'll have a breakdown. We can't always give to everybody. And the ones that are always strong for everybody, we tend to think that they're always okay because they're so strong. We'll say that too. I remember saying that about my mom and my dad. They're so strong. Yeah, they are strong, but every strong person needs to fill up their cup. Every strong person needs some support, and it could be just for venting. That's why I said I had to learn to have my own life. And when you have responsibilities in the home, you also have to have a life outside of that home. It can't just be about your children, spouse, significant other, or other people. It has to also be about you at a certain point, you know, going out, meet up with your friends just to talk. All you need sometimes is to release, to vent your frustrations, and it makes you feel so much better because not everybody in your home can you can talk to them about what you're dealing with and going through, because you may just have young children, or the your the other people in your house cannot understand, or they don't care, or they can't comprehend what you're dealing with. So it's important to have some positive support for your mental health, whether it be a friend, a therapist, a counselor, but you have to get the things that are inside of you out. My separated wife, who I uh, live with, up and leaves on a daily basis and has taken 3 trips out of the state that lasted over a week since November. It's my turn. Yeah, it is your turn. One of the things that you have to do, Bryden, is when she's there, you don't say anything, you know. Sometimes you just have to ghost. You just have to ghost people. It's something that I had to do for my own mental health, because at one period of time I had my father, who was in end stage cancer, and I was working nights. I also had my mother. I had my special needs sister, you know, and that was a lot for me. I felt like I was in burnout city, because the work that I did at that time was taking care of people. And then when I was home, I was taking care of people. And then my special needs sister, taking care of. So I was always taking care of everyone. And I got to the point where like my nerves got shot. Like I just had a mental breakdown, and I had to, not by choice, I had to take a few days off of work and from my family and just take a holiday, just take a vacation. I went away and I took a weekend trip, and I feel that if I didn't take that weekend trip when I did, I would have ended up in a psych ward, with the padded walls, because I was literally losing my mind. Yes, when you have responsibilities, that, yeah, it is your responsibility to take care of your home and your children and all of those things. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying just walk away from your responsibilities, but I mean that everybody needs to get their cup filled up, and especially the ones that are always strong for everybody. Nobody seems to say, "Do you need a break? Are you okay? You sit down and I'll feed you something." Or, even nice things is when you come home, you have some food prepared for you, and they'll say, go take a shower or your bath, go and relax. I got this. I'm going to feed the kids. I'm going to do whatever it is. You have the night off to relax, go stay in your room, watch some movies or whatever it is. It's nice when someone does something to support us. Oh, wow. And you have 6 kids. Yeah, you definitely have to take care of your mental and your physical health, because if you don't, it's going to go. I've seen it. I really and honestly don't know how my mother and my father did it with 10 kids. It was 10 of us growing up, not all in the home at the same time, but my parents had 10 children. I really and honestly don't know how they did it, because we never had a nanny. I never went to a babysitter in my entire life. I don't know. I don't know how my parents did it, but they did. It was always, one was always at home. It was always somebody at home with the children. And I know that my mother and father burned out, but my mom was very adamant about, not doing babysitters because of some issues in the past with certain things. And now I can identify them and say she was very concerned about predators. Now we have a name for that. But back in the day, they didn't know those names, predators. They used to just call that, like stranger danger. But my mom was very aware of predators. We can call them predators now, but yeah. So she was very protective of us, and she didn't want that. And for that reason, I know that my mother used to feel burnt out, because, her work was very taxing, and being a mother was very taxing for her. It was always somebody who wanted her attention, always wanted her time, but, you know, she was there. She was there supporting. And I have to say that the ones that are strong for us, make sure that you support them so that they can stay strong. Give them a break. Offer to watch their children. You know, take them out to eat. Do a kind deed. Tell them that you appreciate them, whether it be, the children, whether it be a spouse, whether it be a friend. And I have to say, when you have good friends or you have good people, don't take them for granted. Chomos, Marlene. Chomos. Yes, Chomos. Bryden. When you have good people in your life, you know, when you have good people that are in your life, when you have good friends, when you have a good spouse, when you just have good people in general that you care about and you love them, think about their mental health. Think about what they deal with and make sure you're telling them thank you. Thank you is two words that means so much. It's so important to tell people that thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. Saying those words to people who are trying so hard to be a good parent, to be a good friend, to be just a good human being in general, we have to we have to give back to them. We have to let them feel seen and heard, and we have to support them by giving them breaks from time to time. I really don't know how I really don't know how my mom did it, you know, in my current status right now. Um, I don't know. I don't know how I could be like how my mother was and add eight more kids to the mix of what I had going on. I think I would probably be in a psych ward. I honestly would. I don't know how she did it. And she always was very pleasant, very patient, very kind. Um, these days now, I go back in time and try to, use some of the things that my mother used to do. When my mom had had enough, she would actually take that time. She would close the door. She would put a sign on the door: do not knock on this door unless it is a 911 emergency. So you better be bleeding or whatever. To She would take her me time. And now I recognize that as she was taking her me time, where she would rest or read or whatever she wanted to do. But you have to take a break from other people because we're human beings. We're human beings, and we get burnt out. We get burnt out from being a mother. You get burnt out from being a father, a grandparent, a aunt, a uncle, you know, a father. You get burnt out from that. And everybody needs to replenish their bodies. They need to get rest, and they need to vent. They need to laugh, have some fun. So I really wanted to do this live stream because I do think that it's so important to say this. Check on your strong people in your life. That just because somebody appears to be strong doesn't mean they are. A person could look like everything is going well, and I've seen it from working in social work. People could look okay, right? And they appear that everything is okay, and you'll see them. They will go and unalive themselves because of the pressure. Some people have so much pressure to seem like everything is okay. Everything appears to be okay by all standards. Have a good job, the white picket fence, all of those things, everything appears to be good. But in this climate with everything is so expensive. The pressure to, you know, give your kids the things that they want, and just on and on it goes, that some people just don't feel comfortable to be free to express themselves, that they're under a lot of pressure, or that they're dealing with some depression or some other issues. And some people, they never get into some unresolved issues from their past, right? Some things that happened to them when they were a child. They've never dealt with their traumas from the past. And let me tell you, I ran from my childhood up into about maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I had to face my traumas. And no matter how much you tell yourself that you're okay when you're an adult, when you go through some traumatic experiences, you have to get some support. You have to get some tools so that you can continue to be okay. You could tell yourself all day long that you're okay, and you know that you're not. There's nothing wrong. I had to give myself that freedom that it's okay. It's okay to not be all right, and get some help. Get some help for your mental health. Get some help so that you will actually want to be around, because a lot of people think that, yeah, your life may be okay right now, but was your life okay in the past? No, not necessarily. I know mine was. I had a very tough upbringing. And I had to get myself some tools so that I was not going to give, that drama to other people. And unknowingly, we can just be snapping at workmates, at our friends, the person you're in a relationship. You get into having vices. Don't even get me started on vices. Um, if we don't deal with what we have been through, the traumas, you're going to find something to cover up that pain. And I'm saying that from experience. You'll find some sort of thing to help you to cope with it, because if you don't deal with it and face it, you're going to find something that will numb the pain, numb yourself from feeling how you feel. So I had to learn to deal with my issues, and, assume accountability for my part in it, and also assume, what was not mine. I don't own that. That was not me. That was them. They did this or that to me and hurt me. So you have to put things in its place so that you can maintain your mental, your emotional, and your physical health. You really do. Good morning, Miss T. How are you doing? Happy happy Monday to you. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Yes, Bryden. A lot of times it's like when you're strong for everybody, that and they never think that you have issues. They never feel like you have any problems in your life, and you do. Every single person has issues. Every single person has issues. Every single person has issues. No matter how much people want to play games or ignore things and act like they're okay. And that used to get on my nerves when I was younger, because I would know that my parents were struggling, and they would always tell people that they were okay, and they weren't. Now we have awareness. It's okay when you're not okay. You know, it's okay to take a break from your children. It's okay to take some days off from work. It's called your mental health. It's called you being a human and not a robot. And the strong people, we don't have to always support everybody. You can say no. I had to learn that too, because I grew up in that environment. My mom always said yes to everybody. Sure, yeah, of course, yeah, I can. And she would be complaining about it. She would be act literally miserable or literally falling down, because she would probably had worked a 16-hour shift, come home, take care of children, cooking, cleaning, and then somebody would say, hey, can you do this or that for me? And she would never say, I'm tired. She never. My mother would never say she was tired. And I would be looking at her like, didn't you just get off of work? And of course, back in the day, you couldn't say anything. You would get slapped in the mouth. But I would be, watching and observing, and I would be thinking to myself, that's crazy. She just got off working 16 hours. And she's saying, oh, yeah, I'm okay. I'll be there in a little bit. And I don't know, that never made sense to me. But it's because, you know, way back when women were supposed to be, you know, never turn away anybody, or you have to support your family. I grew up in that atmosphere, and that's not good. That's very toxic. You cannot be there for everybody. You should not support everybody, because everybody does not care about you. Some are just out to use you, and you have to identify that. It's not just being strong. You have to know the ones that actually use you and are very toxic. Oh, I'm doing great, Miss T. How are you doing? I had to learn that. Well, I was well past an adult. I had to learn that. I had to learn to say no. No, no, no. No, I can't do that for you. No, I won't do that for you. No, I won't give you money. No, no, no. No, I won't work any more overtime. No is a very strong word. And we have to take our power back, to all of you chat family. You have to take your power back as a mother, as a father, as a grandfather, as a auntie, as an uncle, as a sibling, as a workmate, as a friend. You have to take your power back. Good morning, Miss Tamika. How are you doing? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Happy Monday to you. Thank you so much for being here and your support. I hope all is well with you. That's one thing that we have to learn. We have to learn how to speak up for yourself. And it's something very hard for many people. It was really hard for me as a woman because, like I said, that's how I grew up. I grew up, you don't say no to your relative. you know that's that's your siblings, that's your aunt, that's your cousin, that's your this person. So if you always have to support your relative, if you always have to be on the job working hard, you have to be strong for everybody, but who is ever strong for you? And I had to learn to take my power back, because nobody is going to advocate for you if you don't advocate for yourself. You have to speak up for yourself. You have to say when enough is enough. You have to put your boundaries out there and enforce it and mean it. Not just complain about how tired you are. What are you going to do about it? That's what I had to do for myself. So every single month I have to take some time off for myself. I have to do some things so that I can take my power back. And it's all of those things that is so important to do, you know? Do that for yourself. Take your power back. Put some boundaries out there, you know, and let your children clean up after themselves. That's something so important. Not just your children, your spouse, your significant other. It's not your responsibility to to take care of a grown person. Let them be clean, you know. Set those boundaries. You need to clean up after yourself. And don't expect for me to always do everything for you. You need to do some things for me too. You need to support me and my mental health. But you're the one that has to do that. I had to set up those boundaries for myself because I was seeing that nobody was doing it for me. So I had to learn to do that for myself. And that's where my therapy helped me a lot, learning to speak up for myself, and finding my own voice, that it was okay. It's okay to say no. It's okay to walk away, and have your own me time and not feel guilty, because that used to be me. I felt guilty because I wanted to be by myself, and there's nothing wrong with it. I had to remind myself that it's good for my mental health. It is. It's good for your mental health to take care of yourself. It means that you love yourself. Go and do something nice for yourself, like take a vacation, something for your personal care, get a haircut, you know, or whatever. Go just hang out, at the park. Go for a walk. Go to the gym. Whatever it is that you want to do, get involved in your favorite hobby, whatever. Whatever it is that fills up your cup is going to be different for every single person. Every single person needs something different. So you got to do what you have to do for you. Awesome, Bryden. Bryden, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day. And that's something that every single person has to, know themselves. They have to know their situation. They have to know, also you have to know your family, your relative, your friend situation. And just because people appear to be okay, appear to be strong, appear to not need anything, have you asked them? Have you asked them, is there any way that I can support you? It does not have to be financial, because there's many ways to support people just by listening to them, doing something nice, showing them appreciation, telling them you're a good mom or father, or a good friend to your children, or you're a hard worker at your job. But it's so important for us to give to others so that we can give to ourselves. And to all of you, chat family, I know that you all are strong and strong people. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. You're prioritizing your mental health. You're showing love to yourself. You're setting boundaries with other people so that they will know how to treat you. So they'll know how to treat you. Respect yourself. Respect is earned. And some people will never stop until you stop them. Know your worth, everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. Everybody, check on your strong friends, okay? Your children, the ones that are always doing the right thing. Have conversations, support their mental health, because nobody is a robot. Everybody needs a break from time to time. Thank you all so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Hey Shay, I was just about to get off of here. Um, Make sure you catch the replay. So check on your strong friends and your strong people. You know, show them love. Show them love. Show them some compassion. Don't jump to a conclusion, okay? Don't jump to a conclusion and think that they're okay because they appear to be okay. Ask them. Have you asked them? Do those things for them. I know that they will appreciate it. A person who appears to be strong also needs someone to be strong for them. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Marlene Saunders Show, where we have real talk, real conversations, and you're welcome to it. If you have not liked, shared, please do so and subscribe to this channel. Share this message with a friend or on your other social media networks. I will see you all tomorrow back for another podcast and topic. I really appreciate every single one of you. And to my replay chat family, please leave me a comment in the comment section below. Take care of yourself, chat family. Check on your strong friends. Know your worth and support your own mental health. I will see you all on the next Marlene Saunders Show. Bye bye, everybody.